Welcome to FCP Conversations Online, featuring Bucks County nonprofit leaders. Join our discussion with community organizations that share our mission and are making a difference in the lives of our neighbors.
Hello, I'm Ron Bernstein, the Executive Director of Foundation's Community Partnership. Welcome to FCP Conversations Online, and thank you for joining us. Our guest today is Kristin Chapin, the Associate Director of the YWCA in Bucks County, located in Trevose. Kristin, welcome, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me, Ron.
People don't always know the history of the YW. Can you give us a feel for the history and the mission, and then how it got off the ground here in Bucks County?
Sure. So the YWCA started in London back in the 1850s when two women's groups decided to get together, one being a social activist group and one a prayer group. And then it came over to the United States a few years later and eventually ended here in Bucks County in 1954, where we started a YWCA Wives group in Fallsington, and our association was born. And it was really to meet the challenges that women were facing with women's health and job training, so we continue to do that even today.
Was there focus on children at that point or more on women?
It was more on women, about building social networks, support groups, helping them with job training, and also women's health.
So you've been down in the Trevose area since the 50s?
We actually first started in Fallsington, then we moved to Langhorne in the building which is now the Peace Center.
Okay.
And probably about 15 years ago ended up in Trevose.
Okay, great. What's the relationship with the national office?
So we are a local association of the National YWCA USA, and we have the same mission, which is dedicated to eliminating racism and empowering women. Those are our two hallmark areas. And then we also look within the local community to meet those needs.
How would you describe your core programs?
Sure. So our core programs really are stemmed in four different areas. One is women's empowerment, girls' empowerment, racial and social justice, and then family support and stability programs. And within those main categories, we have different educational and social service programs to meet needs of women, girls, and families here in Bucks.
Well, I know you have what you refer to as family resource centers. Are those the locations where all those program elements happen?
Many of them. So we do have 6 family center locations in Bucks County. We have Creekside, Country Commons, and Bucks Meadow in Bensalem.
Those are apartment complexes.
Those are apartment complexes. Okay. So our program delivery model is we have community centers or donated apartment space within low-income communities where we're able to provide a variety of services to families directly in their own neighborhoods. And that really removes the barriers to transportation that many of our struggling families in Bucks County have
mentioned
accessing
3.
services.
You mentioned Creekside. Mm-hmm. What are they all again?
Creekside is in Bensalem. We also have Bucks Meadow in Bensalem and Country Commons in Bensalem. And then if we move a little further north, we are in Aspen Grove in Warminster. And those are our 4 fully staffed family centers. So there is someone there throughout the day that can help with services. And then we have 2 part-time family centers, one in the Glen Hollow Apartments in Croydon and one at Foxwood Manor in Levittown. And those centers are open during program operations. So if we have an after-school program.
Well, I know you guys deal with some food insecurity issues. Can you talk about that a little bit, and where does that take place?
Sure. We have 2 food pantries, one at the Aspen Grove Apartments in Warminster and one at the Country Commons Apartments in Bensalem. And we're part of the FAN network where we get donations of food and food credits and vouchers to purchase food for the pantries. But we also have many companies and individuals who run food drives to help to supplement when the pantry is low to feed those who are in need.
Well, I know also one of your really core programs are your summer camps, which you have about 6 sites, or how many sites do you guys?
Yeah, we have 6 summer camp locations. We serve a little over 225 kids every summer, elementary age youth. And it's really a combination of both your traditional fun, swimming, trips, with an educational enrichment component. So we want to kind of temper that learning loss that happens over the course of the summer. So the kids are having fun and learning at the same time.
Well, some of your kids, though, are bilingual, correct? So
Absolutely.
you need some bilingual staff?
So we have multilingual families. We actually have staff who speak over 7 languages here in Bucks County. So we're able to work with a lot of different populations of individuals in that way.
So the nature of the family programs at the sites during the year, are they in the morning, afternoon? Are they evening services? Tell me, describe that for me a little bit.
Yeah, so we offer programs throughout the day and in the evening, depending on the location and the particular program. So, for instance, during the day when kids are at school, we may have a parenting program for parents. We have some workforce development for women who are looking to improve their careers or who are looking to find a job. We also do financial literacy, English as a second language. Those programs happen during the day. And then in the after school hours, we have an after school program at many of those same locations where we help elementary students with their homework. And in addition to that, we also do social support programs and prevention education as a balance to the academic
Do you have
support.
computers at your sites, or?
There are some sites that we do have computers and others that we don't have access to computers.
Well, I know one of your core programs in the last couple of years has been the Reading to End Racism program. Give us a feel for what that's all about, Kristin.
Sure. So the Reading to End Racism program is for all ages. We have what we call after school book clubs or evening book clubs for either youth, teens, or adults. And we use literacy as a mechanism to talk about race, discrimination, social justice, diversity, inclusion through the course of the book. So with the younger kids, we do it like a read aloud, and then we have some discussion prompts and they have a reinforcement activity. So one of the books we do with them is called All the Colors of the Earth. And we
All the Colors of the Earth?
All the Colors of the Earth. And we had, actually last February, we had Sheila Hamanaka, who wrote that book, do an event for us at Barnes & Noble. And it talks a little bit about just exploring different cultures, recognizing that we are not all the same, but it's wonderful to embrace differences, and kind of variety is the spice of life. So we have those conversations with both the youth and the adults.
You guys run a variety of really important programs. How do you think about evaluating your programs? How do you figure out if you're doing well or meeting your goals, or what needs to be done better?
So we have kind of a 360 approach to program evaluation and impact. So we hear from the participants themselves. We also do kind of pre and post assessment tools with the participants so we can track and analyze their learning from beginning to end of the program. And then we also bring in different people to look at our programs as well, to give us their input and opinion on those. I think we did some strategic planning last year, and we really reached out to a lot of different stakeholders, but also competitors and people who didn't know about the organization to find out what they thought of the YWCA and our program. So we're really proud of the quality and high impact of the programs that we run at the YWCA.
If people want to volunteer, if people want to make a financial donation, how do they do that?
Sure. Well, they can certainly contact me directly. But we also have a wonderful website that folks can navigate. There are plenty of volunteer opportunities available. We often have people who come out and work with the children in our after school programs. Like I mentioned earlier, we have people who organize food drives for our food pantries. We also have businesses that we partner with that, for instance, we have a Tech Girls program that teaches girls technology using the Lego Mindstorms. And we partnered with Comcast to bring our girls to their center so they could see what a career in technology would look like. So there are a multitude of ways that people can volunteer and get involved with the YWCA.
Well, I know a couple of years ago you had an annual walk, because I participated in it. It was very cold out. But what do you think of as your signature events?
Sure. So our signature event is our Salute to Women Who Make a Difference. This year it's going to be on May 16th at Spring Mill Manor in Ivyland. And this is really an opportunity for the YWCA to honor outstanding women and recognize them if they either live, work, or volunteer in Bucks. And we have a couple different areas that we look for to honor women. We look at civic engagement and advocacy, community involvement and leadership, women's empowerment, racial and social justice. So there are lots of women. We identify some that we want to honor, but then we also take nominations from the community. And we have a large gala event, which not only helps to further our mission of empowering women, but also raises much needed dollars to support the organization.
I think it's a great event. I had the honor of attending it once or twice. Well, what do you see looking forward, Kristin, for the YW? What are the areas that you guys envision yourself?
Sure. So we absolutely want to continue our 65 years in 2019, continue that tradition of working with women, girls, and families here in Bucks County. But we also want to explore other opportunities to grow the YWCA here in Bucks County. And some of the areas we're looking at are women's wellness. We're also looking at early care and education, and maybe some counseling services that are specific to challenges that women and girls face here in Bucks County.
Knowing you personally, I happen to know that you recently completed a master's program at LaSalle. Can you tell us a little bit about what that program was and how you felt about it?
The master's at LaSalle University in nonprofit leadership was a wonderful experience. Some of the classes included, nonprofit management, financial leadership, strategic planning, fundraising. And what was wonderful about it was all kind of hands-on, real knowledge that you could then take back to your current place of employment. For me, it's the YWCA, and really put into practice what I was able to learn. So it was a wonderful opportunity, and I thank FCP for supporting that.
Hey, I think you're a great candidate and it was a great fit for your organization. Hey, Kristin, two more program components that I want to make sure we talk about. I know this last year or so you got a contract from the county to start providing and working in the area of transitional housing. Give us a little bit of a feel for what that's all about and how that's going.
Sure. Earlier this year, the YWCA started our Rapid Rehousing program, and it's a light touch program aimed at helping women who have children transition from homelessness into permanent housing. And we do that through assisting with rental assistance, case management, and supportive services. So far, we've placed 5 different families in permanent housing here in Bucks County, and we hope to continue that in the future.
Well, every family is incredibly important, so one at a time is great. And I know that you're also involved with another program. What is it called?
Adversaries to Allies.
Adversaries to Allies. Thank you.
Sure.
Tell us about that.
Sure. So Adversaries to Allies is a program designed for middle school girls, and it's really to help them be more supportive of one another instead of competitive. So it talks a little bit about healthier ways for girls to be able to make connections with one another, but then also to put that into practice through social action projects. So right now we're doing that programs not only in the community at some of the family centers, but we're also connecting with local schools and running groups there.
What schools, for example?
Right now we're doing a program at Klinger Middle School in Centennial School District.
Okay, yeah, no, I drive by Klinger. Hey, Kristin, every once in a while I find myself zipping down to your neck of the woods, and if it's lunchtime, I'm always trying to figure out where's a great spot for me to get something to eat. You got any good recommendations for me?
Well, I think that you should just stop by the YWCA office and sit down with us and have lunch.
Okay.
I'll do some
Should I give you
Chipotle takeout is my
All right,
favorite.
should I give you a heads up that I'm coming?
Yeah.
Okay.
Send me a quick message.
Well, that's great. That's great.
I'll have it ready for you.
All right. Well, Kristin, thanks so much for the great work you guys do in Bucks County, for joining me today to share your experience and knowledge leading the YWCA. And thank you to our listeners for your involvement in our community. Visit our Facebook page and like us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Join the conversation.
Foundation's community partnership believes that when we join forces, we're stronger. We are better able to support the behavioral health and human service needs of children and young adults in Bucks County. Join us again for FCP Conversations Online. Let's go farther together.